Today I fucked up by posting to Reddit. Obligatory, this didn't happen today, more like 2 years ago. 2 years ago I was living with my ex and our roommate. We will call him Tony. So Tony comes home one day with his girlfriend Taylor after finding a cat getting thrown out the car window and rescuing it. I posted on Reddit this post with a picture of the cat saying my roommate saw someone throw this kitten out of a window on the highway. Picked her up and went to the vet. She has a paralyzed leg and a concussion. She's getting lots of love now. This post ends up getting some traction on Reddit and some upvotes. Taylor, the girlfriend, has a history of being batshit crazy, screaming and slamming doors during fights, and just an overall crazy girlfriend. She is on Reddit herself and sees the post on r/cats. She comes to my house and starts slamming doors and screaming at me, threatening to beat me up because I did not mention her in the post. All I said is my roommate found the cat, not my roommate and his girlfriend. She got so butthurt that I didn't mention her in a completely anonymous post for fake internet points. I honestly thought she was going to beat me up over this. Tony had to calm her down and I was half scared, half laughing. She is much bigger than me and actually works out. So if she did throw a punch I would be down for the count. I've never been in a fight or even close to being in a fight until this day. Probably because I am a sane and nice person and people just don't want to hit me. She ended up taking the cat completely and never allowed me or my ex to see or hear updates on the cat, for fear I would gain more fake internet points from strangers on an anonymous site. And from that day on I am considered the toxic one. Anyway, be careful what you post on Reddit. You never know what crazy person you will offend. If you're reading this, Taylor, F you. Hope I get more fake internet points because of you. Too long didn't read, posted on Reddit and didn't mention my roommate's girlfriend's name in the post, and she literally screamed at me and threatened to beat me up for not mentioning her. She won't be mad this time because you mentioned her. That was my thought process. I'm waiting for Taylor to arrive at your place. And another today I fucked up post of how you got your jaw broken by Taylor. I live in a different state now, so I feel relatively safe. Relatively. Damn, Taylor a crazy bitch. She doesn't deserve to have a sweet kitty. Still to this day have no idea what happened to that kitty. Please don't wait a year or two to update us after she messages you. I've been meaning to post this for a while, but decided to wait till this year's cake day. Upvoted just to annoy Taylor. Today I fucked up by being a horny 21-year-old and not realizing how scary a girl actually was. Obligatory, this happened 5 years ago. I had been seeing this girl for a couple of weeks. Pretty casual, but she was really fun and funny, if not a bit intense. After a few weeks she starts referring to me as her boyfriend and talking about meet her parents. I'm not feeling it, but being a douche, why 21-year-old I go with it cause she is having sex with me. So it all comes to a head one night when she pulls me into a room off of her bedroom. Insert John Mulaney bit here. Laid out on the floor are dozens if not hundreds of pictures of her. And I'm not talking about sexy pictures, which would still be weird, but regular pictures of her. Pictures with her family, her friends from high school, definitely at least one Christmas card with her whole family on it. She then proceeds to ask me to have sex with her right there. Shit was creepy, so I left real fast after I finished. After regaling some friends with that bizarre tale, they were pretty sure she was cursing me or stealing my soul. I cut it off with her and she proceeded to come by my work daily, for hours, and stare at me. That went on for a couple of months before we banned her. After that she would send me messages on Facebook about how we were meant to be together and how much she loved me. I'd get a message every couple of months before I eventually blocked her. Haven't seen or heard from her in years, thank God. Too long didn't read, had sex with a girl on top of a bunch of pictures of her. She proceeds to stalk me for half a year. Left so damned fast, I almost didn't have sex! Exclamation mark. I'm so out of here after we fuck. You, sir, present a strong case for a male contraceptive pill. Imagine if she got pregnant. Oof. Future today I fucked up post bi-op. Shit was creepy, so I left real fast after I finished. Op was a decapitated male mantis in his past life. My theory is the op did get their soul stolen. Op is actually the girl who completed the ritual to steal his life, and the girl stalking him after is original op trying to get his body back. After a few months, you had this as a daily occurrence for hours on end for months before you banned her? Tilde mar exclamation mark tilde boss. There's a weird fucking tilde stray cat tilde crazy chick outside. Today I fucked up by trying to hook up my female friend with a hot firefighter. So many years ago, like 20 years ago, on a weightlifting community when I was a young teenager, I befriended a guy who was a few years older than me, approx 5 years older than me. I was 13, he was 18. He gave me a lot of good weightlifting, dieting, advice, and we ended up becoming gamer buddies. Now we drifted apart for a few years and then rekindled our friendship years down the road. Going forward we will call my friend John. When I was in mid-20s I ended up moving nearby John. I lived in a smaller town about 2 hours from him, and John and I, knowing each for over a decade by this point, decided to meet up. First time I went to go see him, he showed me around his favorite spots. We ended up watching some sports at a sports bar, drinking, having a good time, etc. Second time John came down to visit me and I borrowed my dad's motorcycle and John rode my bike. We smoked together. He went home. Third time John said he was going deep sea fishing and a cousin dropped out and if I wanted to come along I could, so I did. Well, then a high school friend of mine who is this bow today, I fucked up Asian/American woman, we shall name her Anna, got a job in John's city. Like, this woman was gorgeous. I also knew her type. She liked really muscular guys who loved sports, etc. Well, Anna and I are talking on Facebook and she mentions she's single and I tell her about John, how he's a firefighter, likes sports, is really in shape, loves to cook, etc. Anna is super excited about John and I think, why don't I try and hook those two up? So I ask her if she'd be interested in meeting John and seeing where things go. She goes yes. So I message John and I ask one question: are you single? He said yeah, and I leave it at that. So a few weeks later I have some free time coming up and I ask Anna if she'd be up for meeting John. She says absolutely. So I message John and tell him I'm thinking of coming up to his city to meet a high school friend of mine and if he wants to join us. He says yay. So we agree to meet up at a restaurant I know John likes. Anna and I get there first, and a few minutes later John comes in. Anna whispers to me that I was right on the money and I'm thinking, score, John is single, Anna is hot and successful, John going fall for head over heels. We order some drinks, and our dinner conversation stays pretty light. We decide to go to a bar. We get to the bar, Anna gets some drinks in her and starts hitting on John. She wants him. It takes John a moment and John pulls me aside and asks me, did you invite me to meet your friend cause you wanted us to hook up? And I go, yeah, I did. John hangs his head low, shakes his head, looks back up at me and goes, dude, I'm gay. And I go, what, you're gay? He goes, yeah, I'm gay. And I ask, why have you never told me? And he goes, well, you never asked. And I go, why haven't you mentioned any of your boyfriends? And he tells me that most of his boyfriends have been in the closet and they wanted to keep the relationship off social media. At this point Anna comes over. She's fairly drunk. She rubs up on John's arm and goes, I really just want you to know you're super hot, and I'd love it if you took me to your bed tonight. John looks at her and goes, you're really pretty, but you're not my type. And Anna goes, oh, you don't like Asians? He goes, no, I'm gay. Anna is standing there for a moment, processing this information, looks at me and goes, you tried to hook me up with a gay guy? And I respond, I didn't know he was gay. Anna looks at me and goes, you've known him for like 15 years and you didn't know he was gay? And I go, yay. She goes, oh, wow. She thought for a moment and said, well, I thought I was going hook up with you, so I need a moment, I'm going go step outside. John and I went to our table and had a good talk. He had only come out of the closet shortly after I moved nearby, and knew I was straight and liked being friends with me and didn't want to ruin our friendship over him being gay, and I never asked, so he never felt the need to tell me he was gay. And to be fair, I didn't care he was gay, he is still a cool guy. Anna comes back after a few minutes, and sits down and goes, okay, I'm new here, you're gay, so we aren't going to be hooking up, but like, do you where the best place to shop here is? John laughs and goes, yeah, I can show you. The rest of the night was good. Anna and John are still good friends. Since that night John actually met the man of his dreams. I was supposed to attend his wedding, but COVID-19 makes international travel difficult. And that folks is the story of how I tried to hook up my hot female friend with my hot male friend, and I found out he was gay. TL, doctor tried to play matchmaker, found out my friend is gay. FAQ. John and I age gap. At first John and I didn't even know how old each of us were, and he never made any moves on me or attempted to groom me. Also, we were not even remotely close to each other in terms of distance. Also, John's new husband is actually older than him. I also never met John in person until I was in my 20s. Not cause of any sense of concern or anything, but that's just how things worked out. Why I didn't hook up with Anna, or at least try? Several reasons. First being I met Anna when she started dating my best friend in high school. That's how we became friends. I don't date my friends' ex-girlfriends. Secondly, Anna is both a perfectionist and a clean freak. Both of things would drive me up the wall. Thirdly, I'm not her type. I'm not some big in shape guy. Is Anna seeing anyone? I spoke to her a few weeks ago. She is I don't know who. And the creepy PMs of guys trying to get me to hook them up ain't going anywhere, guys. I'm not going message my friend and be like, oh, some dude who I don't know messaged me on the internet and said he wants me to help him get in your pants. You cool with that? I have a story with my boss at work. He's a Brazilian silver fox who's incredible at DIY. So I had worked with him for about 3 months. We hit it off great, and he kept having this girl come in and talk to him, in Portuguese. He told me how about today I fucked up and smart she was. I think he's into her. One night she comes in with an entourage and there's this guy, hanging all over her. She goes for a cig and my boss joins her. I see this guy coming and I'm on straight defense. Just trying to chat, get in the way. Guy speaks no English. Storms past me and straight up to my boss and they make out. I was stumped. Turns out she was his boyfriend's sister. Never knew he was gay, never cared as long as he's happy. Here I am on the shitter reading the sweetest today I fucked up ever to hit Reddit. I could see it coming by this point, so I message John and I ask one question: are you single? He said yeah, and I leave it at that. Sitcoms have taught me that liav / it that will lead to hilarious miscommunication. Being gay was top of the list, followed by being celibate or not interested in a relationship. John thought him and Op were about to bang. Honestly, about the sweetest today I fucked up I've read in a while. I got huge bromance vibes just from the first few sentences of your post, haha. Not surprised how this turned out. Saw it coming when I read Hot Firefighter. Every time I watch a video about hot firefighters, they're gay.